What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jason from Darkworks Computers, and today I'm going to be walking you through updating your Alienware P18G with a solid state drive. So right now, this still has the standard hard drive that came in it, mechanical hard drive that is, and we're just going to get a boot time here. So want to see how fast it booted with the standard mechanical drive. And I think it is roughly around 22 seconds maybe to boot. And then I'm just going to walk you through the process of removing this drive and cloning it to your new SSD and then reinstalling it. First thing you're going to want to do is, of course, unplug your power cable and then flip your laptop over. And you will notice two Phillips head screws at the bottom of this thing here. And we are just going to remove those two screws. And then we're going to slide this panel back like that and then lift up. It's got hinges on it. So you slide it back and then lift it up and it comes right off there. Now, most of these screws are attached and they cannot fall out. Very nice design. Next, we're going to pull out the ribbon cable for the CD drive. I use my screwdriver here to kind of pry up on it. You want to be very gentle and nice and easy and not rip anything. And now I'm going to unplug the battery. So that's it. Just grab the wires, pull up. Next, you will have to remove the CD drive, and it'll be 4 Phillips head screws. I'm just going to take those out. Like so. Speed it up a little bit here so we don't have to watch me turn this screwdriver. Alright, now you're going to want to lift up from the back side of this thing. I think I just ended up pulling by the cable very gently and then slide it out. Now, the 4 screws in that thing cannot fall out. They are attached to it. Next, we're going to remove the 3 screws holding the hard drive cage. 3 Phillips head. Like so. Now, you don't really get a good place to grab from, so I use my little mini pry bar tool here to lift the cage and drive up out of there. And now I am going to disconnect my SATA cable from it just by pulling it off. Just slides off like so. Now, pay attention to how this thing's oriented. Again, these screws cannot fall out of here, but you're going to want to put your new drive in the exact same orientation, which I end up messing up somehow, even though I pay special close attention. So there will be 4 mounting screws on this cage that mount it to the actual drive that you will need to remove, which is what I'm doing right now. And then that is it. Then you will just plop the hard drive out of its cage there, like so. Again, I note the orientation, and I still mess this up. So just, take pictures if you got to, make a video. You can figure it out, even if you don't remember. It's not rocket science, but just help you a little bit later on. So now we are going to copy his drive to my desktop computer here. I have a spare drive in mind just for this purpose. You would need a spare drive, or you could plug your new drive in to your computer. All my hard drive spots are taken up, so we're going to have to do this one by one. So I'm just going to clone this to a drive on my PC. Then I'm going to plug his new SSD into that same adapter I have, and then clone it from my drive on my PC back to the new SSD. A couple ways you could do this. You can use a tool called Mini Partition tool. which I think is what I end up using. I've already cloned it, so I'm not going to... All it is a loading screen. So you could download a free version of Mini Partition Tool from their website, or you can use DiscGenius. Both of these will work, and I'll walk you through how to do it real quick. The only thing I don't do is let it sit here and clone, because I've already done that step. Alright, so you download and install one of those. Then when it's done, you will open it. We're going to use Mini Partition Tool first. Now once that's loaded up, you're going to want to pay close attention. You will not have so many options here. I have a lot of drives in my computer. So you're just going to want to make sure you select the drive you want to copy from. Right-click, click Copy. And now this is going to ask where you would like to copy it to. So this is your target. So if you have your SSD installed in your desktop or wherever it may be, you could clone right to that. In this case, we're going to go to my PC and then my PC to the SSD, because we're having to use this USB-C adapter. So there you go. And then it's just going to take some time to clone, and that's how you do it with Mini Partition Tool. Now I will show you how to do it with DiscGenius. Same principle, just a little bit different of a process. After it's installed, you will open it. In the left box here, you're going to find the drive that you want to clone. And then at the top, you'll click Tools. And then you're going to look for Clone Disk. And again, the same thing here. It's going to ask you to select your source disk, the disk that you are cloning from. So I'm going to select that. And now it wants a target disk next. So then you would select your target disk, click OK. Now you'll select your target disk here. Bam. And I'm not going to click OK, but you would click OK and then start and just let it do its thing. So this is the SSD we are installing in this Alienware. It is a Samsung Evo 850 Pro, 512 gig, all he really needs. So now I'm going to unplug his hard drive, and I'm going to plug in the new SSD. And now I'm just going to take that clone I made and I'm going to write it to this SSD. It just simplifies the process. The customer doesn't lose anything. You don't lose anything. It's an identical copy to how their computer is already set up, just on a faster drive. And you could do this with anything. SSDs, HDDs, NVMEs, you name it. You could just clone them and be off to the races. So we're going to fire up Mini Partition Tool again. And now I'm going to select the drive that I copied his to. That's on my computer. I'm just making sure I read carefully here because I have so many. I do not want to pick the incorrect one. All right, right-click Copy. Now it wants me to choose the source disk, which is what I've done here. We're going to my Best Buy adapter, USB-C. Yes, we are sure. Now, it wants to fit the partition of the entire disk. So if you're going to a bigger disk or a smaller disk, you'll just want to fit it so you get all of that disk space. Otherwise, it's just going to clone whatever size you have. Then you're going to hit Finished. You'll see over here it says Copy Disk 3 to Disk 7. So we're going from 3 to his, which is 7. Hit Accept. Hit Yes. And then, bam, it's off to the races. Now, this process does take some time. Probably take 20, 30 minutes or something like that, depending on your computer speed. Now, we have finished cloning. So we're going to unhook our adapter here. And that's it. Now we're going to reinstall this back into his laptop. And here I'm even checking the orientation, and I still manage to mess this up. Put it in backwards. There we go. And I give a thumbs up, not a thumbs up. I'm about to realize, Oh, getting ready to realize that I put this in backwards because I'm a buffoon. Yep, there we go. Now we got to take it out and spin it the correct way. There we go. So we're going to reinstall our 4 fasteners. It's a good idea to keep these all separate so you know where they go. Again, the only free screws you should have are the 4 from the cage. Everything else is built to stay inside of its housing. So the screws will not fall out of there. Now we're just going to speed this up a little bit and whomp this thing down. Make sure they are nice and tight. And now we're going to reinstall the cage into the machine. Plug our SATA cable back in. The greatest technician alive. Alright, drop that bad boy back in its hole. And now we will put our 3 Phillips head screws back in. I always turn my screws to the left a couple turns first, and it just helps ensure that they get lined up properly, and then turn them to the right to tighten them. So now we're going to reinstall our CD-ROM drive. Again, angle it in like this. It's got hinges, and then it'll just fall right where it belongs, and tighten your 4 screws back into that. Alright, all 4 are back in. Now I'm going to install my ribbon cable here. You just line it back up in the hole it came out of and push it down in there. Nice and secure. And now we will plug the battery pack back in. Same thing. Line up the connector. Press it in there. And then that's it, guys. We're just going to put the cover on. Again, this is hinged. So you're going to start from the back. And then kind of wiggle it down on there and push it forward. There you go. And we're going to tighten these 2 screws and lock it in. Alright, that's it. You have successfully cloned and installed your new drive. Now we're going to plug this thing in, and we are going to do a test. And here we go. How long will it take to boot? 22 seconds was our starting time with the standard mechanical drive. And I believe this gets it down to around 12.9, so substantially faster. Appreciate you watching. Hope this helps somebody. Peace.